Okay, greetings of the day. Myself Navleen Kaur and I'll be teaching topic of searching algorithms in data structure. We'll start with the topics which we'll be covering today. That is, first we'll be doing introduction. Next we'll be studying linear search, binary search, what is the complexity for linear search, binary search, and comparison of two types of algorithm, that is linear search and binary search. Moving on, we'll start with what actually does a word searching means. Searching basically means to find out something. That means we need to search or we need to look out for something. So in computer science, the word search basically means we are looking for a specific element or we are looking for a specific item in a list of variables or in a list of elements given to us. Next, so basically the introduction of searching algorithm states that when we have a searching algorithm, after the program is successfully run, we get the three outputs. So first is we'll get either yes or no, that means the element exists in the list or whether it does not exist in the list. Second output is we'll get the position specific index of the element that exists in that list. If the element exists, the index or the position at which the element is present, that will be shown as the output. If the element does not exist in the list, then the output will be shown as -1. That means there is no match for that specific element in the list. Last, the output will be, it also will return the object which the element actually matches. So these three output will be shown after the searching algorithm is completed. Moving on, next we have searching algorithm basically are of two types. First searching algorithm is linear search. Second type of searching algorithm is binary search. Linear search is also known as sequential search and binary search is also known as half interval search or logarithmic research. We'll be studying these two algorithms in detail one by one. So first we'll be studying that is linear search. Linear basically means we'll be searching for an element line wise line. That means starting from first position, then second, third, fourth, in a sequential order we'll be searching elements in linear search. Plus the advantage of linear search is that we don't have elements in specific order. Either if the elements are in jumbled order or any unsequential order, we can perform linear search on those elements. I'll explain you that with the example. So linear search example, basically we'll take this example. It is, suppose we have a list of elements, we have taken total 0 to 11 elements are given to us in a list of array and we want to search an element whether 25 exists in this list or not. So how do we search? Starting we'll be pointing our pointer at first position, that is 0 index. We'll check whether 25, the element which we want to search, that is present at the first position, that is 3. Since 25 is not equal to 3, so our pointer will shift to second position. We'll check whether 15 is equal to 25. Again, 15 and 25 don't match with each other. Our pointer will shift to next position, that is 2. We'll again check, is 2 equal to 25? It is not equal, our pointer will shift to 1. So we'll keep shifting our pointer one by one to next position to search our element whether it exists in this list of element or not. So since 25 does not exist in the list, our pointer will keep moving and at one time will come to the end of the array. That means 25 does not exist in this 12 list of elements. So our output will be as -1. Since 25 does not exist in this list. This is how actually a linear search works. Line wise line, starting from first, then second, then third, and so on. Our pointer keeps on shifting one by one. That is, pointer keeps on incrementing by one position. So this is the concept for linear search. So linear search, since I explained the example, linear search basically works with three basic concepts. Starting, the foremost concept is we'll compare the element position by position, starting from first position, that is leftmost. Since this was an array given to us, so we started from first position since that is 0 index. So we'll check whether this element is equal to the item which we want to search or not. That is, first step, we'll compare. If the element exists or if this position matches, then the output will be shown as that specific index value. That is, the position or index is shown as the output if it is a proper match. Third, last is, if the element does not match, then the output will be shown as -1. Okay, so output will be only two. First is the position will be shown if element is present. Second output will be as -1 if the element is not present in the list. These are the three steps which work for linear search. Again, this is a basic example. Suppose we have an element that is 15. We want to check whether 15 exists in this list of elements or not. In previous example, we had taken the element which was not in the list. So output came out to be -1. But this time I am taking an example in which element 15 is present in the list of elements given to us. So first step will be, we'll check whether the element that is 15 is equal to the first element of the array, that is element at first position. So 15 and 13 are not equal to each other, so our pointer will shift to second position. That means we'll come to second position. We'll check whether 15 is equal to 48. Again, this is not equal to, so our pointer will shift to next position. We'll come to 7. 15 and 7 not equal to, our pointer will shift to next position, that is 4th. So again, the output is not equal. We'll check. Last is 15 comes out to be 15 and 15 at a specific position. Our two values are actually matched. So output will be this specific location, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our output will be of this program is specific element found at position 4th of the linear array. Okay, so one by one we keep on shifting. If the element matches, the output comes out that specific location. If element does not match, our output is -1. That is the simple basic logic for linear search. So this is the pseudocode for linear search. Pseudocode basically means the simple steps or concept on which linear search works. Simple basic logic for linear search is this step. We'll keep on checking our element double equal to, means we check whether this specific element is equal to the specific element in the specific array. If the element is, this statement comes out to be true, our output is the position at which element is present. If this statement comes out to be false, our output comes out to be -1. That means element does not exist in this list of array. Next is the benefits and disadvantages of linear array. Benefits is simple, and that is, since this is the most simple algorithm and it is easy to understand and it is easy to implement, since we just have to increase our pointer one by one to next position to check our specific element in the list or not. Second advantage is that it does not require the data in the array to be in specific format. That is, since in binary search all the elements are supposed to be in increasing order, but look, like this example, in linear search the list of elements given to us are not in specific order. We have random elements, 13, 48, 7, 4, neither in increasing order nor in decreasing order. So we can check the elements specific, any list of elements, linear search can be performed. That is the advantage of linear search. The disadvantage of linear search is that since this is a simple algorithm and it takes a lot of time to search elements, suppose we have 100 or 200 elements, so this linear search will take a lot time or large number of time to search each and specific element. Suppose our element is at 100th position, so we have to perform 100 iterations or 100 loops to check that specific element. So that is the main disadvantage of linear search, that it has poor efficiency since it takes a lot of time to search elements. That is the main disadvantage of linear search, since it is a very slow process. Last is the complexity of linear search. Complexity basically means how much time and space algorithms requires to run. So in this we'll take how much time does a searching takes to search a specific element in the program. So there are basically three cases: best case, average case and worst case. Best case is, suppose we want to search an element and that specific element is at the first position itself. So we need not check the whole list. Our output is at the first position. So that means we need to run our program only once. That is the best case. And for that, time complexity comes out to be O of bracket 1. This is how complexity is represented in the program. So for best case, complexity is big O bracket 1, since we need to only run the program once. That is, our element is at first position. Second condition is when the worst case and average case. Worst cases are two conditions. First is that our element does not exist in the list, but still we have to run whole of the program. Second, for worst cases, suppose our element lies at the last position. In that case also we need to run our whole program for at least suppose 10 elements, so we need to perform all 10 operations. So that is the worst case. And for that, complexity is represented as O bracket n, which means we need to run all the program at least n number of times. And n is total number of elements in our list. Suppose we have 10 elements, so here n means 10 elements. Next is average case. Average case is in between best case and worst case. That means neither our element lies at the first position nor it is at the last position. It lies somewhat in between first and last position. That is in middle way, or either it can be first, next element to first element, or second last element. That is all average case. Similarly, average case complexity also comes out to be O of n. Since we need to perform all the iteration, all number of programs, all number of steps need to be executed to check the complexity or to check whether that specific element exists in the list or not. So this is all in linear search. Last, with an example, suppose this is our list of elements given to us. Again, we need to find an element, whether our element 37 is present in this list or not. So starting with first position 20 not equal to 37, our pointer shifts to next position. 35 not equal to 37, pointer shifts to next position. 37 is equal to 37, so our output will be as 2, because 37 lies at second index. Position is always shown as output, not the element. That specific element exists at which position, that is shown as the output for linear search. And it is done always line wise line in a specific sequence until and unless we find the specific element. This is all how linear search works. Moving on, we have binary search. Binary search is works on different concept as compared to linear search. Linear search, we check element, whether our element exists in a sequence one by one moving on to next position. Whereas in binary case, first condition is that the elements should be in sorted order. We cannot perform binary search if the list is in unsorted order. Suppose we have elements as 2, 4, 3, 5, 6, 1, 8. In these elements, binary search cannot be performed because they are not in increasing order. So first condition for binary search is elements should be in increasing order. These elements we can perform binary search. That is first condition. Second is binary search works on the concept of divide and conquer. That I'll explain with the example. Divide and conquer means, suppose we have a list of elements given, we divide this list into two equal parts. Starting elements will be smaller as compared to the elements which exist at the backside. Those are bigger elements. That is how divide and conquer algorithm actually works. Suppose this is an example of how actually binary works. This binary search works. We have a list of elements given in this, and just a second. We have a list of elements given. Suppose this is n number of elements. That means we have, suppose n is 10. In this whole list we have 10 elements. First step is we'll decide the first element, that is we'll mark it as a pointer as low, or we can say that is start, and last element we'll take as high, or we can either take that as end. So we'll mark 2 points, first position and last position. Using the first and last position we'll find out middle value. Suppose first position is starting at first location and second is at n. So middle value will be 1 plus n divide by 2. This is how we find the middle location. That means we'll divide this whole list into two equal parts. Middle elements, before elements from middle are all smaller, and all the elements after middle element are greater or bigger as compared to the middle value. That means we divide the whole list into two equal parts. These front elements are all smaller as compared to all the elements that exist at the back side of the middle element. So suppose we want to search element, this list is 5, we want to search element 2. So we can easily identify that second element lies in front of the middle value. So we need not check this list whether our element is existing in that list or not. So basically it saves our time and effort. Instead of searching whole 10 elements, we search only 5 elements, and further those 5 elements can be reduced to only 2 elements. See, so since this part is further divided, so again first part will be low, new part will become as end, and using this, only this single part will again find out a new element, that is middle. Okay, so we keep on dividing big list into smaller parts until and unless we find the specific location of the element, that is whether our element exists at the middle position or middle value or not. That is why it works on divide and conquer technique. Okay, like I showed you, this divide and conquer techniques works. So this is how it actually works on divide and conquer concept. Next is, since we know in binary search the elements are either first position, last position, or whether it exists in the middle position. So we'll assign the first location as pointer first and the last element as last. I am explaining you how we find the middle location of the element. So in this, suppose first, and we don't take the element, we take its index value, that is first key value comes out to be 0. Don't take it as 20 because that is the element. We only take the index value, that is the position at which that element is lying. So first is 0 and last value is actually 8. So using first and last, middle index can be find out as, this is a formula which we need to remember, lower index plus upper index divide by 2. So in this case, lower index, that means first position, that is 0, plus upper index, that is last position index, that is 8. So 0 plus 8 divided by 2 comes out to be fourth element. Okay, so fourth element, that is this position, comes out to be our middle location. Okay, so for example, if we need to find out, suppose we need to check whether 35 exists in this list or not. So we'll compare 35 with 45. Since we know 35 is less as compared to 45, so we'll not check this list will only check this list whether our element is present in this or not. Just in case, suppose we want to check whether our element 50 exists in this list or not. So we'll again compare this element with the middle value. So 50 is greater than 45. So we need to check this list and we will not check this list. So it saves our time. Instead of searching whole 8 elements, we'll only need to check 4 elements or the smaller 4 elements. And we need to remember this formula, that is how we can find the middle value of the list or of the index array. This is again example. Suppose we have a big list of elements. We'll basically find out the smaller element. So smaller element is find out by first position divide by last, first plus last divide by 2. Whatever value comes out, that is the middle value location, that is 7. So we'll check whether we want to check 4. Suppose we are searching for element 4. So we know 4 is smaller as compared to 7. So this part of the list is cancelled. We need not check this because we know our element does not exist here, since binary search can be performed only on sorted list. Okay, so we'll check only this list. Next again, this comes out to be first, this comes out to be last, and we'll find out our middle location. And simultaneously we'll keep dividing big list into smaller and smaller and smaller until and unless we find our element at the specific position, that is it exists at third location. I'll explain this further with the help of example. Presently I'm just explaining the concept of binary search. For binary search, we basically need to remember these 3 steps: first, second and third. Like in linear search we had 3 steps. Similarly in binary search we need to remember these 3 formulas, because these 3 formulas combine to perform the pseudocode programming and coding for the binary search. First formula, since I've already explained how we can find the middle value, that is middle is beginning plus end divided by 2. Suppose this is an array. Beginning is the first index value, that is 1, plus last index value, that is 9. So 1 plus 9 divided by 2, that comes out to be 10 by 2, that is 5th location. So 5th location is our middle value. That is how we find out the middle location. Second formula is we need to compare whether the value which we are searching is greater than or smaller than the value. So if just in case the element is greater than, our lower value shifts to the next element of mid plus 1. So it comes out to be mid plus 1 if the value is greater. But opposite, if the value which we want to search is smaller than middle value, then our higher value shifts to the previous value of middle minus 1. Okay, just remember the formulas. I'll explain you this with example. So for binary search, we basically need to remember or understand these 3 simple steps or these 3 basic formulas. Okay, now taking this example for binary search, suppose we have total 7 elements in a list and we want to search whether element 50 exists in our list or not. We want to search whether element 50 exists in this specific list or not. So first step will be setting our pointer first position, last position, and finding out middle value. So middle value, since I told you the formula is beginning index value, don't take the element, we need to take the index value, that is beginning plus end, that is 6 divided by 2. It comes out to be third position. So that means our third position, this is our middle value after first step. So this is starting, ending and middle value. Next step is we'll compare whether the element which we want to search is greater than or less than 50, that means the element which we are searching. Okay, so 50 is less than or greater than 35, since 35 is less than as compared to 50. So we'll take the formula, that is our pointer will, since we know our element is to the back side or to the left or to the right side of the list, so we need not check these elements. We'll shift our value, that is we'll shift low will come out to be mid plus 1. So our pointer gets shifted to this position. This comes out to be low, this comes out to be new end. This list is cut off. Now we have a new list in which we need to have only 3 simple elements, that is 50, 65 and 70. So for this again we'll find out the middle value. Since low position is 4, end position is 6, so middle value comes out to be 4 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 5th position. So this position comes out to be mid. Okay, beginning, middle and end. Same steps again we'll compare whether 65 element we have is less than or greater than 50. It is greater than 50, that means our element is to the right side, back side. So we need not check this position. Our pointer end comes out at this position. So we have beginning also at 4th position, end also at 4th position. So our new middle comes out to be 4 plus 4 divided by 2, that is again 4th position, that is this position. And since we were looking for 50 elements, so that is 50 is equal to 50, so condition comes out to be true. So our output will be 4th, that means 50 element exist at 4th position of the array. Okay, so this is how basically we keep on dividing the list into small subparts to find out element exist in the list or not. Suppose element does not exist and still we need to perform all the program, our output comes out to be -1. Okay, so -1 basically means element does not exist in this list. Okay, so this is how binary search works. This is simple. Last is advantages and disadvantages of binary search. Simple advantages, since this is a fast algorithm, so it can easily perform the output, that is it has optimal searching solution and it increases the efficiency of the program. But disadvantage is that this algorithm, since I told in the starting, can only be applied on those elements which are in sorted order. If the list is not in sorted order, we cannot perform binary search. That is the main disadvantages of binary search. Okay. Last is the comparison between linear search and binary search. Linear search and binary search comparison is, since first step is linear search can be only performed on those elements which are in any specific order. We need not have to check for any format or any sequence, but binary search we need to divide the list into 2 parts at every steps, which increases the efficiency of the program. Second is, how does this work? Since this is linear search, so it works line by line. First element, then second, then third, then fourth and fifth. Binary search, we divide the whole list into 2 parts, starting our smaller elements and backside are bigger elements. Sorted data, linear search need not have any elements in specific order. Any random jumbled elements can be used, but in binary search, elements need to be in sorted order. Only then binary search can actually work. Approach is that since linear search is based on sequential, line wise line, sequence follow, we need to follow a specific sequence. Binary search, we use divide and conquer. Algorithm, divide into two parts and conquer, that means we need to search for our elements. Okay. So this is how linear search works. We keep on shifting one by one element to next position and so on. In binary search, we basically take a list, divide into two parts, smaller elements are in the front, bigger elements are at the back of the list. So this is all concept of binary search and linear search. Thank you.